Good day, my fellow Americans. I am Dwight Eisenhower, and this is Mr. Henry Clay. We come before you today for the well-being of the American public in an interview to express our actions and our ideals within our time periods. Mr. Clay, we will begin with you first. Who are you, and what in general have you contributed to U.S. history?
Hi, I'm Henry Clay. I was born in Virginia. I'm known as the Great Compromiser, and I had many roles in the government, with being a Kentucky senator, lawyer, Speaker of the House of Representatives. I attempted to run for president many times under the parties of the Whig Party, National Republican Party, and Democratic Republican Party. The things I contributed to the U.S. history was I set up the Compromise of 1850 and the Missouri Compromise.
What do you consider your biggest achievement and why?
My greatest achievement, in my opinion, would be the American system, even though Jackson shut it down. Because it established protection for the American industries, and it also set up the Bank of America, which was probably my proudest moments.
What laws and/or Supreme Court cases reflect your legacy as an American?
Well, I was involved in two legal actions, the Compromise of 1850 and the Missouri Compromise. These reflected my personal belief in having non-slave states and slave states to keep the peace between the two regions.
All right. What do you consider to be your political, social, or economic opposite? Who is it?
Oh God. Well, Andrew Jackson is definitely my political opposite in this. He's my rival, he's my enemy. We do not get along. So when I ran for president, we very much had different opinions. When I realized that I was not in the top percentage to be president, I swung my vote for John Quincy Adams. He won. He made me Secretary of State, which Adams called the corrupt bargain. This was the beginning of our disagreements. Later, Jackson and I constantly battled over the Bank of America and the American system, which he called unconstitutional.
If you could go to dinner with any person in U.S. history, who would it be and why?
I would go to dinner with George Washington because he was such a successful president and he was well liked, like me, but he got elected president. As you may know, I tried to be elected president 4 times. Once in 1824, another time in 1832, 1844, and 1848. I would talk to him about failures and trying to get over them, but also successes. For example, when I failed at purchasing Texas from Mexico, acquiring Cuba, settling Maine and Canadian boundary, getting payment from France, participating in Congress, Panama of 1828, and the American system with the Bank of America.
Based on your life and your experiences, what advice do you have for current and future generations of America?
So some advice I have for future and current people is to never give up on your dreams. I ran for presidency under 3 parties just to try to get elected. I also never surrendered from Jackson, who tried to destroy me, but I tried and continued to survive.
Alright, last question. How do you feel about my own influence, legacy in U.S. history and why?
I feel like you, Eisenhower, weren't exactly the greatest president because you didn't really care enough for your position. You didn't want to be president. You just tried to do your job. And you didn't put much care into it. Like I had trying to be president. I was so passionate about it. And yet, you didn't care.
Let me address that statement right there real quick. I don't believe necessarily that it was me not caring about the presidency. I worked pretty damn hard on trying to keep those Russians and those communists off our backs. And we didn't go to war with them, and I think that was an accomplishment within itself. I think presidency is a duty to the American people, not so much something you have to be confident and passionate towards.
Okay. How do you feel about my own legal advice for the future generations?
Well, they do rightfully so call you the great compromiser. I respect the fact that you try to keep the North and the South from going to war. I'm always on the side that does not want to go to war. On the other hand, your work does in fact go to show that the government action to ensure and pursue peace is in no way to ensure peace. I've said it once and I'll say it again. I think that people want peace so much that one of these days government better get out of the way and let them have it.
Okay. How do you describe your legacy and why?
I feel as always there are critics towards whatever you do, whether the presidency or any occupation. But I feel overall my pursuit in world peace for all nations was more successful than you might think. We didn't ever go to war with the Soviets in the Cold War, and I think on the most part that was helped and backed up by my Atoms for Peace program. I feel that the mark I've left is one that's actually very common in the hearts of American people, and that's wanting freedom and even more so peace among our nations. And above all, I believe that I helped to create this sense of guilt within the minds of international politicians and government, the superpowers of America, Russia, and Germany, so on. I feel as if I struck guilt on the topic of nuclear warfare, which helped to keep us from using nukes during the Cold War and keep the Cold War from becoming a bloody war.
What do you consider your biggest achievement and why?
Are we talking military or presidential?
Why not both?
Military, I definitely do believe that my greatest accomplishment was the invasion of France on June 6, 1944. It was successful in eventually liberating France and even more eventually ending the war against the Germans and bringing about a peaceful time after the war, which is something I hold great importance on. Against the Nazis, I feel as if it showed a sense of how freedom is strong as well as peace. In the presidency, I'd say that the armistice I signed in '53 to help end the war in South Korea. I say this because helping to ensure peace is one of my top ideals, and ending a war such as that one, I feel was a great accomplishment.
What laws or Supreme Court cases reflect your legacy as an American?
I signed into law my second term. I signed in two civil rights legal actions, one in '57 and one in '60. I feel that was a great step towards the modern era. I did also help to desegregate the United States military, and I feel as if the civil rights laws did help to protect Negro voters. Although a Supreme Court case I feel as if I should have had more influence on, I look back on it now, would be Brown versus the Board of Education. I feel as if I could have had more of a foothold in desegregating schools. I did, however, send national troops to ensure defending of desegregation in schools.
Who do you consider to be your political, social, economic opposite in history, and why?
Senator Joseph McCarthy. We were in the same party, Republicans, but the man was nothing, in my eyes, nothing but cruelty, power craving, and around every turn I felt as if he wanted to undermine my presidential authority. He was cruel in the fact that towards communists he went behind my back once, and also I feel as if he went behind the party's back, beginning to interrogate United States military officers on the basis that they were communist spies, and that I had enough at that point, and I began to try and discredit the man.
So I feel the same way about Andrew Jackson. He always tried to shut down all of my ideas of the American system. So he was definitely the same, power craving, and definitely not such a great guy to be president, in my opinion. If you could go to dinner with any person in U.S. history, who would it be and why?
Well, you already took George Washington. I would say, let me start first with the fact that I always wanted to pursue an extensive education, but my mother had actually not had enough money to send me to college, so I never got that opportunity, and that's why I went to the military academy and ended up as a general in the United States military. Anyways, though, with that being said, I think because of that, it would be a wonderful experience for me to get to sit down and talk to Benjamin Franklin, because he was a self-educated man, and I find that respectable. Also, he's one of the founding fathers, and that is very, very highly looked upon by myself and hopefully other Americans. Now, if only I could self-educate myself, I would not be in this position. But he was an invigoratingly great man, and as long as they got some of that old-fashioned beef stew on the table, I think I'll do just fine.
Based on your life and experiences, what advice do you have for current and future generations of America?
I say to Americans, this world of ours must avoid becoming a community of dreadful fear and hate, and be instead a proud confederation of mutual trust and respect. What I mean by this is that instead of fighting each other on the basis of beliefs and other things that are in fact part of a delusional clear abyss, in my opinion, why don't we instead fight together with our beliefs, integrate them into one and the same, help the poor man, and in general build our beliefs and our system on integrated beliefs and the base of respect together. Why, in your opinion, do you believe you failed at earning the presidency on each attempt?
Well, for all accounts of my running for presidency, I blame Andrew Jackson. Before I met him and was trying to get in politically, I was very successful. I got into the House of Representatives as the main speaker in almost no time. I was a very successful lawyer and senator. Then when I got to presidency, because of our conflicting views and absolutely hatred of each other, we try to mess each other up, and I think that's the main problem on why we failed. During the first election, which was in 1824, I lost because I didn't get enough electoral votes. Knowing this, I gave my vote for Quincy Adams, and that was really when Jackson and I tried to mess each other up. And my second term in trying was in 1832, where I was destroyed by Jackson's followers. And even though I was the leader of the Whigs, who were against the Jacksonian party, I just didn't have enough votes. The next election which was in 1844, I lost because Polk and I had very different issues on the issue of slavery and the annexation of Texas. With many speeches about this, I also messed up a great deal with answering questions. People didn't get my message across. I just wasn't very clear. Finally, the fourth time I ran was in 1848, where I just didn't get the nomination from my party because I guess the Whigs finally just got tired of me running so many times, and they no longer agreed with my ideas.
Well, at least you attempted to annex Texas, because that's where I was born.
Yes. So, also, it could have been because of my gambling. Just want to play.
Let's finish the interview.
Why did you run for president when you did not desire the job in the first place?
Well, after the war ended, 45, I became the president of Colombia, and I was that for a few years. And in 1950, Truman asked me to take command of NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, in Europe. And I spent time there focusing mainly on unifying the military organizations that would combat the potential communist agenda around the globe. So in 1952, Truman's popularity was failing quite a bit, and the Republican Party approached me with a nomination for the presidency, and in persuading me to become president, they introduced the possibility that Senator Taft would take the United States out of NATO if he were to win, and that would basically discredit everything I'd already accomplished in the 2 years that I had been in command of NATO. So I was extremely reluctant to take the presidency at first, even though masses and masses of people had taken up to my campaign when I did actually start the election. I believe after taking the nomination due to hearing that Senator Taft would take the United States out of NATO, I think that's what persuaded me. And I came to terms that it would be my duty to the American people to run for presidency and search for peace. Are we ready? No, we're not.
No.
We're gonna have one amazing blooper reel.
It's gonna be like the whole project.
Good day, my fellow Americans. This is, well, we don't actually have a name, but it's a guinea pig, and it's adorable. That's all I want to say to the American people as of right now. Vote for Eisenhower and stuff.
And stuff.
Stuff and things, but more importantly, things. God, you're adorable. Can I pick it up? Oh my God, you don't want to be picked up. All right. So, how do you pick it up? Damn it, modern times. Born in the 50s, everything would have been fine. Okay, start. So, Eisenhower position. Why are you laughing? We're starting. You can't just start laughing out of the blue. Or whatever color these walls are. You can't just start doing that.
It's green.
What?
The walls. They're green.
Let me address your statement there real quick. I don't think that it's that I didn't. You can't keep laughing. You ruined us all. Henry Clay is out of the building. We'll be back right after this. Get in that. This is Henry Clay. I can't take this seriously. I can't do this. It's a freaking guinea pig. Henry Clay is a guinea pig, everyone. I'm done. I'm out. Back, I'm sorry. It's too adorable. I have to. Don't fight. Oh, we're still recording this. I thought you cut it. Whoops. Got a problem with it. Just think about death. You laugh at that? That's horrible, Tamara. You're not supposed to laugh at death. Why are you laughing? Henry Clay, everybody. Laughing at guinea pigs.
You know, he was a gambler anyways.
Bunny? Bunny, look at me.
Look at my feet.
I know your name is Luna, but Bunny just seems more proper in this.
Yeah?
Well, why would you say so?
Not my turn.
Who cares about your dad? You
No.
just like,
Keep on the filter. Stop.
you to know that that was adorable.
You found it funny.
We should probably just... We have 2 more questions, everybody, but we can't seem to get through.
No.
Or I suppose this Steve's muscle way. Or, as she laughs.
He laughed.
As Henry Clay laughs.
You should learn real life when Henry Clay would punch you.
I was in the military. I want you to know I could kick your butt. Anyway.
Did not succeed, and some compromises with Canada and Mexico trying to buy America. No.
She tried to buy America, everybody. Good day.